in our previous video. We have a total of 69 commanders, divided as follows: 17 infantry commanders, as shown below in their images. Development. These buffs affect things such as resource production, total attack, enemy casualty rate increase, allied casualty rate decrease, building speed, research speed, motivation increase, endurance recovery, training speed increase. On the other hand, War Affairs commanders are fully focused on combat performance. Their buffs include things like attack increase, defense increase, health increase, counter damage reduction, counter damage increase. Will they help you defeat rebel leaders more efficiently? Increase resource production and gain powerful passive buffs, either from 4-star skills or from the commander's own abilities. Speed up troop training. Speed up research. All of these bonuses work in the background, but together they make a huge difference in your account's long-term growth. Hello everyone, and welcome to the continuation of the previous video. In the last video, we talked about commanders and explained how they are divided into war affairs and internal affairs, making it very clear what the role of each one is within the game, and in which situations they truly make a difference. The idea here is not just for you to know who is strong, but to understand why they are strong, when to use them, and whether or not they are worth the investment. With all of this clearly explained, the ranking stops being opinion-based and becomes a strategic tool to help you develop your account efficiently. And it is with this foundation that we begin today's commander ranking. And we start with Layla Mormont. Let's break down her strengths and weaknesses, clearly separating internal affairs and war affairs, just as we established in the previous video. Classical building internal affairs. When it comes to internal affairs, Layla has no direct impact on resource production, troop training speed, research speed. In other words, she does not contribute to the account's passive progression. However, she partially compensates for this by being extremely efficient against rebel leaders. The reason is simple: her skills are focused on raw damage, which allows her to defeat rebel leaders faster, take fewer losses, spend less energy per kill. This creates an indirect but meaningful benefit for the daily routine of both the account and the alliance. In war affairs, this is where Layla truly shines. She provides direct attack buffs, increased cavalry health. On top of that, her 4-star skill is one of the strongest in the game. When using an active skill, there is a 30% or higher chance for it to activate again. This effect creates extremely high damage spikes, especially in prolonged fights, in encounters where skill rotations last longer. Because of this, Layla scales extremely well in both PvP and PvE, maintaining. Layla is a commander who sits between must focus and high priority, but when we consider her investment cost, the alternatives available, final classification, high priority commander, F2P, there are more urgent commanders to focus on early, P2P, she becomes an excellent investment, especially as the female formation synergy leader, which is useful for all troop types. We begin with the Night King, a commander designed almost exclusively for war-oriented gameplay. His kit is fully focused on combat impact, with little to no concern for account progression or daily efficiency. In terms of internal affairs, the Night King is practically useless outside of combat. He provides no resource production bonuses, troop training speed bonuses, research speed bonuses, relevant efficiency against rebel leaders. Where the Night King truly shines is in war affairs. Key highlights include extremely dominant in PvP, very strong in RTS events. His RTS skill prevents enemies from attacking for 2 seconds, creating a decisive advantage. His 4-star skill, when combined with his signature weapon, can increase total attack by up to 100%, resulting in explosive burst damage. He is a commander built to decide battles, not to assist with day-to-day gameplay. Which is the final rating? Despite his overwhelming power, he ultimately fits into the category of niche commander. The reasons are clear: extremely high investment cost, no budget-friendly alternatives, Cheaper commanders exist that offer a slightly overall cost efficiency. This commander is best suited for players with extra budget who want to maximize performance in war-focused content. Moving on to PT-2, let's analyze his role in the game. Internal affairs. From an internal affairs perspective, PT-2 simply adds no value. He does not provide any bonuses to resource production, troop training speed, research, rebel leader hunting. In other words, outside the battlefield, PT-2 is irrelevant. He does not contribute to the account's daily progress, nor does he accelerate player development in any way. When it comes to war affairs, however, the situation changes completely. PT-2 is a commander clearly focused on combat, delivering solid results in specific situations. She stands out mainly in direct PvP, especially in frontal damage trades, RTS events, where constant fighting enhances the value of his damage, intense damage exchanges, in which his skills can generate a damage reduction advantage over the opponent. Despite offering no value in internal affairs, PT-2 stands out as a consistent and impactful war affairs commander, which fully justifies his classification as high priority. The main factors supporting this ranking are strong performance with spears and infantry, two troop types that are highly relevant in the current meta, a very impactful 4-star skill, which significantly improves his effectiveness in prolonged fights and heavy damage trades. While he does not accelerate account progression outside of combat, PT-2 compensates for this limitation with a strong, consistent, and meta-relevant war kit. For players who actively participate in PvP and war-focused events, he deserves priority investment, especially up to 4 stars, where his true potential begins to shine. Final classification: high priority. Starting with Thien, we are looking at one of the most important commanders for overall account efficiency. While he may not appear overwhelming at first glance, his value becomes extremely clear when analyzing his impact on daily progression, alliance activities, and long-term consistency. In internal affairs, even though he does not provide bonuses to training troops, researches speed, Thien is one of the best rebel leader commanders in the game. His passive works through damage stacking. Each use of his active skill increases the damage dealt. Practical example: first use, 7,000 damage, second use, 14,000 damage, third use, 21,000 damage. The longer the fight lasts, the stronger he becomes. This makes him essential for alliance routines, events, and daily progression. In war affairs, Thien does not aim to be a burst damage monster. Instead, he offers reliability, scaling, and survivability, especially for players focused on archers. War affairs, for bow, archer players, he provides attack bonus, health bonus, a defensive 4-star skill, a scaling bonus of 10% total attack for every 3 million troops. While he is not an absolute PvP monster, he is consistent and reliable in combat scenarios. When evaluating commanders based on overall impact, efficiency, and long-term relevance, Thien's role becomes very clear. Final classification: must-focus commander. Even with only average war affairs performance, his value in rebel leader hunting is so high that he becomes mandatory for any competitive account. To close this video, let's tie everything together. Throughout this analysis, we made it clear that ranking commanders is not about raw damage or popularity, but about understanding where and how each commander truly adds value to your account. Using this framework, we categorize commanders into must-focus, high-priority, situational but viable, and do not focus, giving you a clear system to decide where your resources should go. And this doesn't stop here. In the next video, we'll continue this ranking, analyzing more commanders one by one, applying the same criteria and logic to see who truly deserves investment and who should be avoided. So if you want to build a stronger account, avoid wasted resources, and understand commanders beyond surface-level PvP stats, make sure to follow along, because the ranking continues in the next episode.